I've had chronic sinusitis probably for about 20 years. And at the time I was about to fly, none of my medications were working, and I was all stuffed up. So I called Jerry and I said, Jerry, I know you've been working on this program. Is there something you can do to help me? And he introduced me to the program and he told me how to use it. And within 5 minutes, my sinuses were clear. And I've been totally clear, and this has been one of the worst seasons. All my friends who have allergies have said this is one of the worst seasons they can recall, and I haven't used any medications whatsoever.
The function of the 1 Minute Life Repair applies itself to every single possibility that you have in your life, every possibility that exists. So you're using it for physical issues, as we mentioned in our description, using it for emotional disturbance, social difficulties, any type of relational issue, and so on. One person used this to take care of a fear of heights and change the belief. And we can't spell out for you what the beliefs should be, because this is a freedom that you have. Your belief is your belief, and how you're going to change your belief is up to you. What you do and what you say is up to you, but let me caution you and understand that you don't want to frame your belief in the future tense. You want to frame your new belief in the present tense. You want to change your future to the present, because the present is what is, and that's the fact. Your future doesn't exist, and we don't want to identify or align ourselves with what doesn't exist here. It's uncreated, and you don't want to make what's uncreated in your mind and in your conceptions as created. Because remember, what you create, what you conceive, you're going to then perceive, because even though you're not aware of it, there's a natural perceptual function that I'm alerting you to. When you conceive something inwardly, you don't know this because it happens so automatically and conditioned. You're seeing an image. You're not aware of it, and I'm alerting you to the fact that the image exists. And I'm putting you to the forefront of consciousness, your attention, to know that there's an image there. You can't really conceive or believe without there being an image. You can't talk in nouns and adjectives and even adverbs without there being an associated image. Ask yourself, what is the image connected to this belief? And the image comes. And you see it quite clearly. And if you don't see it, you'll hear it. And if you don't hear it, you'll smell it, touch it, or sense it in some other way. Your sense that is strongest in you will come to the forefront, and you'll have the sensory experience, or a kinesthetic experience, a sense of your body in space, or a proprioceptive experience, a sense of your musculature. There'll be an experience that you'll know as a perceptual one connected to what you believe. And then you ask yourself, what is the new belief? Since I know that I'm speaking the opposite. And when the opposite then is, when you ascertain the opposite, you ask yourself, what's the image? So you're reversing your conception, you're reversing your perception, and you're reversing your feeling that comes with it, the mental part of this. You're reversing the sensory, the physically felt experience, and you're reversing what would be called the mind-body relationship, the mind-body connection. You're reversing all of it. And this reversing process takes place instantaneously, and that's what we're seeking to do. And so you have something to use as an ongoing, everyday process that exists for you no matter where you are and no matter what your circumstances are. So that it's available for you in every single facet of your life, in every circumstance. It's always there because your beliefs, your conceptions are always working. And when you hear yourself talking about your life and about what's going on, you're going to hear the conceptions going on endlessly within your consciousness about where you are, what life is bringing to you, what's going to be, what you'll never find. Oh, I'll never have a relationship, I'll never meet a woman, or I'll never meet a guy. And then we've seen that take place in which the 1 Minute Life Repair is done, and seemingly by magic, suddenly a relationship comes into this person's life. And this has been a constant finding and a constant consequence of this work without being concerned with the consequences. That we are only focused on the process, not the product. But what happens is that life changes in a way that's new and appreciably different for everybody. So we have at hand a way to change your life and to create for yourself a different form of power and change the powerlessness that you've been experiencing true power for yourself, a self-power that has not been available to you before, but now we're bringing it back to you. And you're bringing back what's been inherently yours, which you've been torn away from and have not been attuned to through your life. We're making it available to you now so that you can use it consistently for yourself. So this is a power that is existent in you by dint of your birth. It's been sapped. We've allowed it to be taken from us. And now we are taking steps to bring it back to us and restore it to us. So all the processes we're talking about today in this Phoenix program to attain true health is geared toward you establishing this new power, newfound power for yourself, and with it comes a new life. To paraphrase Rumi, the great Islamic mystic poet, who said, and I think it applies to all of you here, he said, "You are truth from foot to brow." Now, is there anything else you would like to know? So I think that says it all, and it's quite cogent and pertains to what we're talking about. And also, we can paraphrase it in many different ways. You are power from foot to brow, or from head to toe. Now, is there anything else you would like to know? So you see what's inherent in that phrase that he's used, that poetic comment, is the belief. That belief. If you have that belief, and you're conceiving that belief, I am truth from foot to brow, or I am power from foot to brow, or from head to toe, and I have that, and I see the image of that, and you can easily do that, ask yourself, and then if you want to train yourself to find a belief, I'll tell you that in a second. You feel it, you sense it, you begin to feel commonly lighter, unburdened, uplifted, expanded, and clear, and clarity comes, and so on. If you want to train yourself about this idea of the image that comes, almost everybody, invariably, I found this to be the case. Ask yourself, what's an image of calm? And I would think that if you ask yourself right here for an image of calm, everybody here is going to have, an image is going to come. You're going to see an image of calm. If I ask you for an image for peacefulness, you're going to see an image for peacefulness. Those seem to come rather easily. I ask you for an image of anger, it doesn't come so readily, but if you ask, it comes. Because once you get the idea that images are connected to feelings, that they're connected to adjectives, they're connected to nouns, they're connected to adverbs, and you ask yourself through that construction, what is the image now that's connected to this, the image comes, and it comes rather easily. Once the image comes and the belief is in place, you already have established for yourself a whole new direction of life. It's that simple, it's that easy, and it takes, as I said, only a few seconds. So 1 minute life repair, we've been doing to teach you how to do it. The way it works is that it's not 1 minute, it's a few seconds, because we're giving a homeopathic input. So as a micro input, we have a macro response. So that's what came to me at that time in '03, and that's what I have started working with and have found really significant effects coming from that.